Hi, I'm Linda Augsburg with American Patchwork and Quilting, and I'm here with Angela Walters, an ambassador for Handy Quilter, and we're going to talk today about how to quilt your triangles, because triangles are really common in quilt designs.
Absolutely. You think about flying geese, setting triangles, you're probably going to come across them more than once in your quilts.
Absolutely.
So having some good designs to use in there will definitely be helpful. So, here's an example of a quilt top with some triangles on it that hasn't been quilted yet. And I'm going to show you two different triangle designs. One that's better for flying geese shapes or these smaller triangles. So you could either use it in this unit or combine the triangles to make a little bit larger unit.
So you might quilt it as one triangle or as two separate triangles.
Just depends on how I'm feeling that day.
Oh, that's great. I love to have options.
Yes, so in the smaller triangles, especially like flying geese, I love to use a continuous curve design. And now that's nothing I came up with. Continuous curve just means you continuously quilt from one corner to another. So even though this is shown in a big triangle, imagine this in a smaller one, where you're just starting from one corner and curving down to the opposite corner, out and back, and then out the other one. And what makes this so ideal is that when you're working in those triangles, you can easily quilt groups of them all in a row. So very nice.
Now this quilt looks familiar to me. Didn't I see this in one of your books?
Yes, this is in shape by shape quilting. I think it's really easy to pick out designs when they're narrowed down by shape.
So the great part about this is we're seeing a lot of different triangle quilting designs all at once.
Absolutely.
Perfect.
Now this design is a little bit more intricate, so I'm probably not going to do this in a flying geese block. I want to have a little bit more space to make it fit. So maybe like a setting triangle or a larger rectangle, and I'll show you how to quilt that. It's very easy.
Perfect.
Now it's just a variation of a feather, just quilted more like a motif. So here's my triangle, and I'm going to start halfway down, halfway in one of the sides of the triangle. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to quilt that first part, which is an oval that comes out and back. And this is kind of like the middle of my feather motif. And from this point, if you wanted to show off or do a little bit more, you could add another echo inside if you'd like. Then I'm going to feather, or do two feathers on the side here. So I'm just going to swing out, backtrack a bit, and then come back. And what I'm trying to do is really fill in this space. I don't want to have too much gaps in between the edge. I want to really fill the area. And I'm just going to work on the next side. Come out, travel back, and back. And what's really neat is you end where you start, which means if you needed to, you can just travel along the bottom and get on to the next triangle that you're working on.
Now, if these triangles in your design fanned out from a center design, would you have them face the same direction, or would you change the direction?
It really depends on how it's looking on the quilt. Most often I would have it rotate around, but you could do whatever you liked. It's just whatever is your preference.
I love having these new options for quilting a triangle. So thank you so much, Angela, for showing me these designs.
Absolutely.
So whether you're going to quilt your flying geese, setting triangles, or even just half square triangles, we hope that these designs have given you some new ideas to start with.